Hello everyone, welcome back to One Piece. This is episode 1162 of the show. This is gonna be awesome, man. I mean, we've got, last episode was like, we were talking to Loki, we got some lore about him, Robin cut her hair, we found out that, the Jaguar de Sol is, on the island, but he is... he was knocked out or something, like, oh, he might be dying, like, there was something, he was in trouble for sure. He collapsed is what I have in my notes. So that is scary, and I don't know if this is gonna be, like, really, really bad, if it's gonna be, like, a tragedy of, like, Robin missed him by that much, you know? I don't feel like One Piece is generally the type of show to do that, you know? Like, I don't feel like Oda would have Robin arrive and Saul be dead. Now, he could be like really fucked up and stuff, but I feel like the moment that Oda wants between those two characters is gonna happen. But it might be a little more sad to start with, but I don't think Saul's gonna be dead. But we'll see what ends up happening. But I can't wait, because it feels like in each episode we're like moving slightly closer and closer towards some incredible stuff, and I know that this arc is like well renowned by manga readers. They're saying like the arc has some crazy awesome shit going on in it, and it can be pretty packed with content. So I can't wait to jump into this. Make sure to support this video if you can. If you like the video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, like the video, use your hypes on the video as well. I sometimes see the hypes that you guys do for my videos, and I really appreciate it. I sometimes like see in my analytics that people hyped it, and that's very cool. I don't know exactly the effect it has on the videos, but I'm sure it's not going to be bad, at least. If anything, is going to help me. So please, if you have spare hypes, the YouTube thing hypes to use, please use them. Yeah, anyway, if you want my full-length reaction and lots of other content, you can go to my Patreon account, where I've got all of my content. You can watch the next 10 episodes of Naruto on there. You can watch a whole lot of stuff on there, so go check it out. But yeah, anyway, let's jump into this. This is One Piece, episode 1162. Here we go. Oh, we're starting with the title today. Okay, all right. I guess that's fine. This is the stupidest thing in the world. But I was like, where'd they find the animal that Nami's riding? Genuinely, for like 5 seconds, I was wondering that. What are we looking at? Are we gonna get like a high up view of Elbaph? Like you would in like Elden Ring or something? It's very pretty. Yeah, it went so cold to so warm looking. Oh my god. Just like move to the side and hide. Yeah, you want to strike him with lightning again? Oh my god. Oh, is he gonna meet GERD and Goldberg or whatever? Oh shit! Oh, look how excited they are! Don't attack. Okay, he wasn't. He was just like pulling himself towards them. Yay! Aww. Thank God. Yes! Put girl in front of it and you've got a deal. Keep it a secret. He's not good at that. Oh, these two are so nice. Kowloon. Kowloon. Kind of a cool name. Oh. Here they come. Land ho. Is that the bar we saw before? I think it is, right? This is a bar Shanks was in? The Sun World. Ripley. I gotta write down a lot of these things. Man, Shanks is going around being a hype man for Luffy. Whoa. Whoa. Huh? The fuck is going on? This is how you get onto Elbaph? You need to shine like a prism that summons a rainbow? Robin trying to make sense of it immediately. This painter, a sunstone, okay. Okay. Interesting, you drew it. Oh, okay. We do that sometimes as well. Just, you know, with the Sunny. Not to brag, but... So crazy. So childlike, I love it. Yeah, well, you see it happening. On the rainbow. I mean, it sounds like they said they drew the rainbow with a sunstone. So I think it's not like a literal rainbow. Might be just like a physical thing made of light that you can draw with these stones. Yeah, I was gonna say. It sucks that they're missing it. Yo ho ho, yo ho, yo ho ho. Get out your fucking violin, Brooke. Do your job. Yeah. Yeah, they'll meet us in there. Maybe you should control your fucking crewmate who's kidnapping them. Oh, interesting. The mid-card... Wow! The mid-card wasn't like a mid-card. It was just the logo. I guess there's no, like, in-between mid-card. Like, we're not in the icy place anymore. But we're not quite anywhere else yet. Leave Nami alone. Is this a trap? Are we trapping him? Yeah, here we go. Easiest bait in the world. He thought he'd be doing another kind of baiting tonight. I don't think so. Only crushed his arms. He should crush more of him. He just gonna keep him trapped there? I mean, the others will. They're here! No, don't worry. She's a friend. She's so friendly. They're hitting road. Yeah, I'm with you, Sanji. Look, I made a friend. Good, you stay on screen all the time, GERD, please. GERD and Nami, you two should get along very well. Right in front of her boobs. Sanji is not going to be facing forward on this trip, I don't think. He's not going to be looking where they're going. Yeah, trust her. Oh my god, he's pulling them with him. Yep, you're all good. Astral World, Sun World, Underworld. Are we gonna see the village and then the episode's gonna end or something? After 1,000 episodes. What's this? Oh, I thought it was gonna build up to something horrifying. Wait, are they gonna see it at the same time? I'm ready. There's women. It's already perfect. Ooh, I like that aesthetic. Whoa, cool. Man, that's really cool looking. I'm immediately imagining it as like a video game level. Like a cool open world. Aww. You did it, Usopp. Aww. I knew it. I knew it. He's pissed, he's jealous. Got heavy FOMO. Oh? Oh? Uh-huh. Do not overstay your welcome. Louis Arnott. Louis Arnott. Explorer. Oh man, I mean that was a great episode. I started this episode in a slightly bad mood because I had to wait an extra hour for it because Crunchyroll didn't post the episode for like a whole hour. And I know that doesn't seem as like that big a deal, but the thing is, like, I already stay up until like, you know, I already start recording at 1:30 a.m. and that's like exactly when the episode comes out for me in Adelaide. I start recording then, and then I have to edit the video, make the thumbnail, do the meta, upload the video, make sure it goes up all fine, and then I can go to sleep. So it's like I'm already going to sleep later than I should be to watch the One Piece episode. So the fact that the episode was an hour late means I get an hour less sleep. It's annoying. It's frustrating. So I already like went into this episode like at the start. I was like, oh, I'm kind of annoyed now. But man, oh, it's magical. I was even watching the episode at a lower quality because Crunchyroll right now has a lower quality for me, and they don't let you choose quality options anymore. But still, like, I can't wait to rewatch this episode in a higher quality because it really. It's beautiful, man. I love the design of Elbaph in a weird way. Like it's, I don't know what it is. It's not like this sort of design like blows me away often. Oh, I found a nice screenshot of it. But I think with Elbaph, there's something about it that really works. You know what I think it is? I think it's that Oda, on top of playing with the idea of size, which is a big thing for Elbaph, right? It's supposed to be the city of giants, or the island of giants. So obviously things are supposed to be huge. But it's not just that they're huge. He uses a lot of verticality in it. You know, like there's a lot of like Viking-esque looking you know, towns and cities and stuff, but they don't tend to have a lot of verticality, to at least in my experience. I tend to see them be like quite flat villages a lot of the time. But like, look at this. This is not flat, man. There's like, you know, like lots of different size houses and stuff, and then there's that, like, you know, that big tower that's like a watchtower, and then there's that big center thing that goes up to a huge mansion there, and then a tree up further there, and there's mountains behind that like are just like a backdrop of a wall, and there's clouds and there's rainbows going over the thing, and then there's a depth of like going down into that like stream there. Like, there's a lot of verticality to this design, which I think is so gorgeous. So I'm really, really impressed by it. I like that a lot. Because, like, when we saw Elbaph in Big Mom's backstory, it does kind of look like this, but, like, it looked more like the boring version, which was just, like, kind of a flat village with, like, not much. It was just kind of just grass and some houses, you know? Like, there was not much there, and it didn't look that interesting to me. It looks like kind of, you know, I didn't mind the aesthetic, but I did think it looks like kind of boring or whatever. But, and I think I said back in those backstories, I was like, I'm hoping that this was just like a very small town, like that when we get to Elbaph, it looks way more interesting than that. And this is successful, I think. This is doing what I was hoping that would do. So that's great news. I'm very happy to see that. Yeah, I love that. Now, I don't think I need to talk about GERD, because like I think I'm already talking about her too much during the episode itself. Because I don't know, man. You've just, like, I've been excited about that character. You've just created a character that's like so up my alley. She could instantly be like top 5 characters for me, just because she seems so my type. She's like a really, really cute, friendly girl who also is, you know, hot-headed enough to like keep someone like Rodo honest, you know. So she had a little bit of that Nami anger in her, which I really liked. Not to mention her being like 80 feet tall or however big she is. Like, you can't get a more perfect woman. But like, she's just adorable, and I really liked her, that she was really excited to meet people because she just really likes humans, you know. Like, I thought all of that was very cute and very likable. I also really like Goldberg from what we've seen of him so far. We haven't seen much of him. I mean, like, I haven't like paid that much attention closely to him because he's always in the scene with GERD and I'm always paying attention to her. But what I have paid attention to from him, he seems like a great guy. It looks like the Haradin giant pirates are like almost all hits other than Rodo. Like, Rodo is lame as fuck, but all the rest of the characters are like really good, are really great, you know. I mean, I even think from what I've seen so far, it seems like Haruddin is like, other than Rodo, the least interesting, and yet I always liked Haruddin, you know. Like, I'm not going to say always. I think it took me a bit in Dressrosa to like him. But I think, like, once I liked him, I was like, oh, I love this dude. You know, this guy's fucking sick. I think it was, like, when he had, like, a cool fight scene in Dressrosa, I was like, oh, I get and like this guy now. I think I'm on board with him. And yet I still think he's one of the least interesting of his crew from what we've seen now. Even though I already had an attachment to him, I actually don't care as much when he's on screen as much as I do the other people on his crew, which is a good sign for Oda. I feel like that he set up some great crew members for that for his pirate ship, so that's great. Other than Rodo, it's one of those things that, like, I think I'm always gonna have to add that asterisk to the end, because you know, Oda is always very, very close to like writing the perfect series, and then he just like throws in one character that's like really, really bad. He'll throw in one little Absalom. He'll throw in, you know, one Rodo. He'll throw in one Wanze. And it's just, you know, just like one little thing that takes away from the perfect record. But yeah, anyway, I say that, and yet you know, well, no, I'm not gonna say. I was gonna say I say that, and yet I'm simping a lot over GERD. But there's a big difference between me simping over a fictional character and actually just like adoring her, as opposed to him kidnapping real people and trying to keep them locked away in a cage forever. There's a huge difference there. So, but I'm okay. So at the end there was like the real interesting thing. Now, was this Silhouette? Was this Zan or whatever I called him? In my prediction video, this guy. He's got like the big hat and the hair or whatever. What did I call him? It started with a Z, with an X in. I think I called him Zan or something. In my prediction video, because we saw him at the end of Egghead, and it was like the tease for Elbaph, right? And so I was trying to speculate who's this guy gonna be, and you know, my prediction video skit had him be like a guy who had what was my prediction with him? Oh, like, keep in mind this was for a skit video. It was a joke prediction. It wasn't like a legit real prediction. But there's always like elements of like, I kind of think this could maybe happen in there, but like not to this. I also write the prediction videos in like, you know, half an hour without editing them. You know, I just sit down with my Google Docs and I just type, and then it's done, and then I don't go back and edit it really. But all this to say, I think I said that he was a guy with the god fruit, which was a fruit that gave him a godlike omniscience, and he was sort of secretly looking for to see something that he'd never seen before, like entertainment value or whatever. And he was inspired by Joy Boy because Joy Boy was someone that he watched that was the most fun he's ever had, and he now wants to join Luffy's crew to be able to see that with his own eyes. Like, that was my thought for his character, right? I don't think it's gonna be anything like that. I don't think there's gonna be even a single detail of that is ever gonna come to pass. But I'm just making sure to remind you of that, of my thoughts up front, so that when we do get this character revealed, I get to know who the fuck he is, because who the fuck is he? Like, it's also really interesting, like, I feel like he's got to be a really important character, because he was teased at the end of Elbaph. If they wanted to tease a character, like, Loki is such a badass, crazy character, wouldn't you want to have, like, a shot of, like, the chains, and it, like, you know, can you imagine the end of Egghead, and then it shows him pulling against the chains, and we see, like, just the blindfold, and then the top of his smile as he just grins, you know? Like, what if you just saw that, and that was a tease at the end of Egghead? So the fact that they didn't do a tease like that makes me think that this character is going to be, like, even more important. Now, the question is, and this is a rhetorical question, do not answer this, but the question is this guy... is he Louis Arnott? Because we heard Louis Arnott speaking, which that was also funny that I was like, I was watching that scene and I was like, who's talking right now? But I was like, don't worry about it. I'm sure we'll cut to that person speaking eventually. But yeah, Louis Arnott, he's an explorer, and he gave this whole speech about Elbaph, and they said, and do not overstay your welcome. Like, it's a beautiful place, but do not overstay your welcome. Now, is that like a do not overstay your welcome as like a warning, you know, for them? Like he's warning them in a way of saying of like trying to protect them, or is he warning them like as, you know, oh, I'm the groundskeeper of Elbaph, and you know, we don't allow tourists to come here and stay. So if you guys stay here, I'm gonna deal with you personally. Like, do not overstay your welcome or I'll fuck you up. Like, could that be what it is? And now the question is this guy Louis Arnott, or is he not? Or is he saying don't overstay it? Like, is Louis Arnott saying don't overstay your welcome, and we're seeing this silhouette because this is the threat that you know, that the reason that you shouldn't overstay your welcome, and Louis Arnott is just someone who is telling us that because like he's observed that guy is a threat. I don't know. I don't know if this guy's gonna be like the villain of this arc, but it's hard to know now, like, what the future of One Piece holds in terms of villain of arcs, you know? Because it's possible that that Kaido was the final, like, main villain of an arc. Like, I could genuinely see the rest of the series not having, like, a main villain for the arc. Because Egghead didn't, I would say. Like, you could say, I mean, yeah, there were the 5 Elders, and there was also, Kizaru. And Vegapunk was the villain for a bit, you know, like the satellites and stuff, and York was one of the villains, and CP0 was, you know, like there were so many different, and Sentomaru was for a tiny bit, I think, but there were so many different like villains, and there's so much going on that it didn't feel like, oh, the Straw Hats just have to defeat this guy. It felt like the Straw Hats have a lot of problems they're dealing with, and then they have to deal with as many of those problems as they can before they leave. But the problems aren't like a guy. And generally, up until Wano, that was like most arcs came down to there's a guy we have to deal with, you know? Whether the guy is Arlong, or whether the guy is Doflamingo, or whether the guy is Caesar Clown, or whether the guy is Kaido, you know? Like, each one generally had, like, a big boss, you know? But that wasn't the case in Egghead. And, like, I think it could not be the case for the future until maybe the very end with Emu. You know, I could see it being the case with Emu, where Emu ends up being like the big boss. But like, if Emu is one of the big bosses in Elbaph right now, you know, because my prediction video I had like Emu show up and stuff. If Emu was a big boss of Elbaph, I still don't think he'd be the big boss that we beat to move on. So yeah, I don't know what the future of this show holds. But yeah, I'm just wondering why they teased that silhouette, and they've teased him again, and we don't know who he is. I don't think they broke Gent's second law, by the way. I'm just like, as I said, they teased him and then they teased him again. I'm gonna say they didn't, because they revealed new stuff. If you don't know what Gent's second law is, Gent's second law is a series must not tease the same reveal multiple times unless the subsequent scenes are accompanied by something additional. And so the tease in question would be this silhouetted figure. Who is he, you know? In this one, we saw the silhouetted figure again, but it was accompanied by, firstly, a name that we've never heard before, Louis Arnott, and secondly, there was something else with him, I think, and yeah, and so some other things. So they gave us enough new stuff in this scene that it does not break Gent's second law. But if any of you even for a second thought it, then that's impressive, because I've barely brought up Gent's second law. It's not, I don't bring it up as much as I do Gent's first law, about character deaths, but Gent's second law is like a newer one. Because I think Gent's second law I came up with during Wano, when they were teasing, I forgot what his name is, but the guy with the blue hair who smiled and laughed and he was crucified in front of everyone, when they teased his name like 4 or 5 times without giving us any additional information. And I was like, what the fuck, you know? And then they did it again with, I almost said Konohamaru, but that's Naruto. Now I've got Naruto names in my head. Like that's a problem I never had while watching One Piece because I hadn't seen Naruto, but now I'm starting to watch Naruto, and so I've got new names in my head that's gonna be like gunking up that system. It's not Konohamaru. It's what the fuck is his name? The Kinemon's, not Kinemon's son, but Kinemon's pretend son. Kozuki Momonosuke, there you go. They teased it several times with the Momonosuke silhouette, where they were teasing what he looked like older, but then they kept not showing him. Anyway, so yeah. Is there anything else I want to talk about this episode? Oh yeah, there's a painter. So we heard about a painter before. I think Stansen talked about a painter. So it's a sunstone. So I wonder what it does, because they said they painted the rainbow with the sunstone. My first thought is like you paint something and it comes to life, but then I immediately think that we've done that before with the trader, the Kankuro. Is that right? Kankuro? Let me look up to see. Nope, Kankuro is from Naruto. I can't fucking believe it. What the fuck is his name? What the fuck is his name? Kanjuro. Okay. Yeah, Kanjuro. He already had the thing where he painted things and they came to life, right? So, like, what is the difference between that and the painter? But it didn't look like he just kind of held up the stone and then it shone in the light and then it came up. So like, I wonder if it's, you know, they call it the painter, but really they're just like, I don't know, man. Maybe it just has some presets in it, you know, like it's just got environmental stuff. You can paint clouds, you can paint rainbows, you can paint the sun, you can paint the moon, you can paint, you know, like it just has preset stuff in it, and you just like choose rainbow, hold it up to the light shines through it in such a way that it you know, creates a rainbow, because it kind of looks like a prism type thing where like you put in light and then the light shines out in all different directions or whatever it is. It kind of looks like that. So yeah, I don't know what the sunstone, what the painter is gonna be, but it seems like, you know, it might be creating light that's interactable physical light. It's turning light into like more of a physical form and letting you interact with it. And so they could, you know, ride on a rainbow. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, can't wait for next episode. Absolutely so excited. So that was 1162 of One Piece. Thank you for joining me. Support the video if you can, liking, commenting, and subscribing. And go to my Patreon account for full-length early access and exclusive videos. I will see you next time. Goodbye.